Welcome, viewers, to an epic search for the ancient world's most mysterious and lethal divine relic. Many believe the Ark of the Covenant was merely a gold box containing the holy 10 commandments of God. But sacred texts reveal a terrible weapon capable of destroying mountains and striking whole armies dead. After Babylon crushed the temple, this golden source of divine power vanished forever from all human sight. Could its ancient resting place be hidden inside a highly guarded stone chapel in Aksum, Ethiopia? According to biblical records, the construction of this sacred chest followed extremely strict and precise engineering blueprints. The supreme architect demanded the use of dense acacia wood, completely overlaid with pure gold inside and out. On top of this chest sat the mercy seat, flanked by 2 golden cherubim with wide outstretched wings. These celestial figures faced each other, creating a focal point where the terrifying presence of God would appear. No ordinary man could approach this relic without facing instant, agonizing death from its unseen radiant power. Only the consecrated Levite priests were permitted to carry the heavy chest using long poles of gilded wood. During the long march through the barren Sinai desert, a thick pillar of cloud guided them by day. By night, the cloud transformed into a brilliant pillar of fire, illuminating the massive camp of Israel. Ancient chronicles describe how the waters of the Jordan River miraculously parted when the priests stepped inside. The army then marched around the fortified walls of Jericho for 7 consecutive days with the Holy Ark. On the final day, the blast of sacred ram horns caused the massive stone walls to crumble instantly. The object was later placed inside the deepest dark sanctuary of King Solomon's magnificent temple in Jerusalem. This supreme inner chamber was known as the Holy of Holies, an area completely closed to the world. Yet, the scriptures warn that even a minor breach of ritual protocol would result in immediate destruction. A famous historical text recounts the tragic fate of Uzzah during a grand royal procession of the relic. When the oxen stumbled, Uzzah instinctively reached out his bare hand to steady the tilting sacred chest. The moment his fingers brushed the polished golden surface, a lethal flash of energy struck him down dead. The witness accounts describe a silent, invisible blow that left his body pale and completely devoid of life. King Solomon himself trembled at this raw power, realizing that this relic was an unyielding force of nature. The golden chest remained the ultimate anchor of divine protection for the small kingdom of Judah for centuries. However, a major geopolitical storm was brewing in the east as the Neo-Babylonian Empire expanded its fierce reach. In the year 587 BC, the brutal armies of King Nebuchadnezzar II surrounded Jerusalem. The siege was ruthless, cutting off all vital supplies and plunging the holy city into absolute starvation. When the defensive walls finally breached, the Babylonian soldiers flooded the streets, burning houses and slaughtering thousands. They broke into the grand temple of Solomon, tearing down the cedar panels and smashing the stone altars. Detailed clay tablets from Babylon systematically listed every single piece of gold and silver plunder taken away. The records mention golden cups, basins, and royal treasures, but the ark was completely omitted from the text. The most valuable and sacred object on earth had vanished entirely from the historical records of both nations. Did the desperate Levite priests smuggle the chest out through hidden underground tunnels before the final assault? If you were a priest facing total annihilation, would you hide the relic nearby or carry it far away? Some scholars suggest it was buried deep beneath Mount Moriah, remaining hidden in secret chambers for millennia. Yet another far more compelling and ancient historical chronicle points to a distant land in East Africa. To find the true path of the lost chest, we must look at the legendary Queen of Sheba. The ancient royal epic, known as the Kebra Nagast, records her historic journey to the court of Solomon. Impressed by his immense wisdom and grand architecture, she spent many months learning from the Hebrew monarch. Their brief royal union resulted in the birth of a boy named Menelik, the first imperial ruler of Ethiopia. When the young prince reached manhood, he traveled back to Jerusalem to visit his aging Vumfu, Solomon. King Solomon embraced his son warmly, offering him a permanent place of honor within the glorious kingdom. But Menelik felt a powerful spiritual call, pulling him back to the high, rugged mountains of his homeland. Before his departure, a group of young noblemen decided to execute a daring and highly dangerous plan. They constructed an exact wooden replica of the Ark of the Covenant, matching its outward dimensions perfectly. Under the dark cover of night, they slipped into the unguarded Holy of Holies and swapped the chests. They left the false wooden box behind and carried the true golden ark out of the city gates. Menelik and his loyal royal escort moved with incredible speed, traveling south along the wide Nile River. When King Solomon discovered the empty inner chamber, a wave of profound despair crushed his aging spirit. He dispatched his fastest royal cavalry to pursue the fugitives and retrieve the ultimate source of divine protection. However, the ancient Suthi Chepsung, a divine wind, lifted Menelik's caravan safely across the Red Sea. The heartbroken king realized that the glory of God had officially departed from Israel for their sins. The true golden chest finally arrived in the powerful and growing trade empire of Aksum in northern Ethiopia. It was placed on a secluded island in Lake Tana, guarded faithfully by native converts for centuries. When the kingdom officially converted to Christianity in the 4th century, the relic found its final home. It was moved to the fortified complex of the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum. Today, this modest stone chapel remains the only place on earth that claims to possess the active ark. The object is hidden away in a secure underground vault, completely shielded from the outside modern world. No historians, journalists, or even heads of state are ever granted entry into this forbidden holy sanctuary. The ultimate responsibility of defense falls upon a single individual known as the guardian monk. This ascetic hermit is chosen by his predecessor for his absolute purity and unwavering spiritual devotion. Once he steps inside the stone gates, he is legally barred from ever leaving the church grounds. He spends every waking hour praying over the golden chest, maintaining a lonely vigil until his death. Intriguingly, almost every guardian eventually develops severe cataracts and goes completely blind over time. The faithful believe this blindness is caused by the raw, unshielded glory of God radiating from the room. However, modern researchers and physicists offer a radically different, highly scientific explanation for these phenomena. When we analyze the exact materials demanded in Exodus, the ark mimics a primitive electrical device. The dry acacia wood acts as a perfect natural insulator, preventing the dissipation of energy. The 2 layers of pure gold function as highly efficient electrical conductors on both sides. This specific configuration creates a powerful Leyden jar, the earliest known form of a high-voltage capacitor. As the box traveled through the hot, dry, friction-filled air of the desert, it accumulated immense charge. The golden cherubim on the lid would act as natural discharge points for this stored static electricity. Anyone who touched the conductors without grounding themselves would receive a massive, instantly fatal electric shock. Does this scientific analysis diminish the divine nature of the relic or prove its brilliant design? The constant electrical discharging could also emit intense ultraviolet radiation inside a confined stone chamber. Prolonged exposure to heavy ultraviolet light is known to cause severe eye damage and total blindness. This perfectly matches the tragic physical deterioration observed in the continuous line of Aksum's guardians. Whether driven by supernatural power or advanced ancient lost science, the artifact commands absolute fear. During the chaotic regional conflicts of the 20th century, military forces fiercely guarded the chapel area. The local people stood ready to lay down their lives to prevent anyone from entering the vault. The church maintains that the world is simply not ready to face the raw power of the Ark. It remains a hidden testament to a time when heaven and earth converged in a golden box. The secrets of Aksum will likely stay buried behind the thick silk curtains for generations to come. Humanity can only wonder at the true nature of the weapon that guided the armies of Israel. Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved, protecting us from our own destructive human nature. The Ark of the Covenant continues to watch silently from its dark, stone-walled African fortress. The Ark remains a profound enigma, bridging the absolute boundaries of ancient faith and modern physics. Is this relic a sacred throne of God or a dangerous ancient capacitor? Share your thoughts below. Please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our epic channel for more mysteries.